Welcome to Easter Seals, Exceptional People, Exceptional Lives. I'm Dr. Cameron Partridge, VP of Programs and Services at Easter Seals Southwest Florida. Joining me today is Don Herndon, Director of the V.I.P. Academy, along with Dennis Fry, owner of Manatee Apparel Graphics, and Alan Stein, student of the Academy. On today's program, we're focusing on our high school program for teens with disabilities, the V.I.P. Academy. But before we do, I would like to tell you a little about Easter Seals, especially if this is the first time you're watching our program. Easter Seals has been in existence in our community for over 60 years. We serve children and families with disabilities ranging in age from infants to adults. Now, let's talk about the V.I.P. Academy. Don, thanks so much for being on our program. Along with telling us about the Academy, can you also tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. I've been in the human services field for about 24 years now. I started working at the V.I.P. Academy about 8 years ago. When I came to the V.I.P. Academy, there were roughly 11 students. We've grown that program into about 40 students now. I'm a father. I have 2 young children. The V.I.P. Academy is an alternative educational program for students for Manatee County School Board students who are not having success in any of their regular programs. We offer a functional skills curriculum that focuses mainly on life skills and pre-vocational skills. We want to help students learn how to do the things that they need to do in order to become employed and to achieve their highest level of independence.
Great. And the program serves Manatee County children or really young adults, but how does a young adult qualify for your program?
All of my students are exceptional student education students. They have yearly IEP meetings, and at those IEP meetings, the IEP team consists of parents, the student, and professionals from the school board. That group sits down together and discusses the student's future, and if they feel like my program would be a benefit to those students, then they refer them to me. We do the necessary paperwork to get them enrolled, and the county then moves the FTE money over to Easter Seals so that we can afford to serve those kids. Usually I get students who have sort of maxed out in terms of their academics. They're ready to move on from reading, writing, and arithmetic to more adult pursuits like being independent, learning how to ride the city bus, learning how to fill out job applications, interview, go on interviews, and do all the things necessary to be independent and obtain employment.
Right, and I think that's one thing interesting about Easter Seals and the programs we do and the families we serve is watching a family come to terms with realistic goal setting for their children and really understanding the disability and understanding that certain ideas may not be the most appropriate track for their child. But at the same time, I think we do a good job helping families cope with that.
Right.
Sometimes that's a tough decision, that's a tough reality to say, instead of arithmetic, geez, what's really going to help my child? And it's getting a job, and it's being a functional citizen, and it's learning how to use the transportation system, and it's living a life just like you and I.
Yeah, I usually let my parents, the parents of the students who are being referred to me, I let them know that we're not going to concentrate a lot on those academics. We're not going to improve their reading skills a whole lot. We're not going to improve their math skills. Now, do we improve their functional reading skills? Absolutely. They need the students that I have need to be able to read a sign that says break room, so that they know where to go on breaks when they become employed. They need to be able to read other sorts of warning signs, exit, fire, things like that. So we do improve those sort of functional reading skills. We also improve the functional math skills as it relates to balancing your checkbook and creating a budget so that you know how to spend your money and how to make that money last until your next paycheck. So while we don't concentrate specifically on academics, the academics that we teach are embedded into the sort of the life skills education that we teach. And I tell parents that they're going to see a change in their student. We're very interested in having our students become more independent. And the parents, I warn the parents that their student's going to come to my school and eventually they're going to want to spread their wings and they're going to see a new person at home. And I find that that's the case quite a bit. The students come and they learn about independence and they want to be more independent. And then they go home and now the parents are seeing a whole new side of their
Right.
student. It's one that they usually like,
Sure.
and it's a beneficial side of their student when they become more independent, but it is a little bit of a change for them. But they seem to get used to it, and I think they like it
Yeah,
very
well, that's
much.
absolutely developmentally appropriate, you know, finally for the first time
Right.
maybe, where they are in their age, those are the skills they should be mastering.
Right,
So I think
exactly.
that's really great. Why do you believe in this cause or in this program?
Well, I believe in it because I've seen it work. The V.I.P. Academy takes students who were pretty much staying seated all day during the day in a high school, and we get them up and out of their seats, and we expose them to different things in the community and different activities that all adults, normal adults, get a chance to experience. And I see the benefits to that to those students, and eventually they're looking for employment, they're wanting to get a job, they're realizing the value of money, and they're talking about responsibility and knowing that they need to take care of themselves. And we get them jobs, and we see them move on, and they begin to take care of themselves, and their parents begin to see that they don't have to be so involved in their student's life, and that they can rely on the student to take care of themselves quite a bit. So I've seen a lot of the success, and we employed about 8 people this year. We've also got some positions, there are some people that are becoming employed over the summer, and so I just see it work. It's a great thing. It turns these individuals who have been maybe tax receivers into now taxpayers. So they're being adults and being responsible and participating in their community, and that's great.
I'm not sure we said this, but it doesn't hurt to repeat it. What does the VIP stand for?
I'm sorry, I should have said that. VIP stands for Vocational Introduction and Preparation.
Right.
So that's pretty much what we want to do. We want to introduce people to the world of work, and we want to prepare them for the world of work.
Right. And not only is this a partnership with the Manatee County School Board, but I feel like we're teaching our adult children to have partnerships with the community and really how to interact with the community. We do have a student here today with us, and we'd like to welcome him, and so he can share with us his firsthand experience of how the VIP Academy helped him. Alan Stein, how are you today?
I'm doing very good.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you liked about the VIP Academy?
Well, I'm 19, and I came to the V.I.P. Academy when I was 14. Me and Mr. Herndon had some rough times. We didn't get along with each other, and he changed my life around, and it's really a great program.
Can you give me an example of how he changed your life?
Well, I used to get in trouble a lot,
Yeah.
and I would just do things to not thinking, and he's helped me through that.
Great. And what are you doing now that you've graduated?
Well, what I'm doing now that I graduated, I did have a job at Taco Bell, but I lost it. So I'm staying in a group home so far, and I'm not doing much.
You hope to get another job?
I'm hoping, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And you like Manatee County?
Yeah, that's all right.
And
Did you, having the first job at Taco Bell, I know that it didn't work out. I mean, you did very well there for a while, but then we ran into some difficulties towards the end.
Yes.
But you certainly gained from that, didn't you? You learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
You learned some things about responsibility and the importance of being on time and doing good quality work for your employer, correct?
Yeah.
This is another thing that we like about the VIP Academy. Alan had a job. He lost his job, which we see quite a bit. We see students that have never had a job before, and I find them a position, and they go to work, and it's new to them, and they don't necessarily know how to do everything, and eventually they end up losing it. And that's okay with us because we believe that that's how you learn. You get out in the community, and you learn in the real world. And so we believe that even though Alan, who had a great experience at Taco Bell, but then ended up losing the job, he's benefited from that, and he's going to be more ready this coming year when we're looking for positions for Alan. He'll be better ready to, or he'll be better, he'll have the tools now, more of the tools that he needs to be successful at his next job. So
Great.
while he did lose his job and we were upset about that, we're okay with it because it was a good learning experience,
right.
and we think it's going to help him to be more successful in the future.
that's right. That's how we learn, right, Alan? Yeah. So the school districts have lots of lingo and lots of acronyms that they like to use, and one is CBWE. And can you explain that and then introduce our next guest?
Sure. CBWE stands for Community-Based Work Experience, and at the VIP Academy, being in the community is what I feel that it's all about. We like to get people out into the real world where they can learn skills in a real hands-on way. And community-based work experiences help us to do that. What we try and do is we go out and build relationships with employers in the community and talk to them about allowing us to come in and do some of the work that they're doing in their business with our students. Our students oftentimes job shadow. They'll watch the other employees in that business do their job, and they'll also actually pitch in and help do some of the work as well. So it's a really good real-life work experience setting for students where they can get some real, where they can do what Alan did at Taco Bell, only without the threat of losing their job and everything. Right. So it's very beneficial. One of the employers that I work very close with is Dennis Fry, Manatee Apparel Graphics. He's been very gracious with us. He allows us to come in and do just about whatever we want there. Anything from clerical work, filing his artwork, and those kinds of things, to actually screen printing T-shirts and folding them off the line and things like that. He can probably tell you a little bit more about that.
Hi, Dennis.
How are you?
Good. Welcome to our show. And on behalf of Easter Seals and our board of directors and everybody there, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you do for our children.
Well, I need to thank you guys also, especially Don, and for inviting me here today. The partnership for us is great. It's a good fit for our business. We enjoy it, our employees enjoy it, and there's some real benefits to a small business.
Tell us about the history of Manatee Apparel Graphics in our community. And
Manatee Apparel Graphics, we're a local small business. We do screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. We've been in business for 23 years. We have 2 facilities, one in the Brandon, Riverview area, and the other one in downtown Bradenton. It's that one that the kids come to. We do all our own work in-house. We have a full-time artist on staff. And the relationship with Easter Seals originally grew out of an agreement we had with the school board back about 9 years ago. Okay. And they introduced us to the V.I.P program. We did a couple of kids at first, and it seemed to grow from there. And now there's days where we'll have 5, 6, 7 kids at a time in there.
Great. And what kind of skills, I know Mr. Herndon mentioned a few, what kind of skills do you see that maybe challenges in them the most, and what skills are they just seeming to come in and just master right away?
You know, the kids do everything for us, from some clerical work, filing. They file our artwork back. We have a numeric system that tracks our art, and they're able to put it away for us, which, when you consider the amount of art we roll through, we maintain about 7,000 pieces of art. And they're responsible for getting it back in its home once it's out there. They file all my packing lists for me. They sort them, they box them, they get them upstairs into the archives. They file catalogs for us. They check in shirts, count them, stack them by size. They inspect them. They make sure our quality's right when they're coming down the line. And
that's a very important skill, by the way.
That's huge for us.
Yeah, because
that's really
that ability to monitor your quality and make sure that the work that you're doing is of good quality is very important. It's a very difficult skill to teach to students. And at Manatee Apparel Graphics, the thing is, let's take a look at this T-shirt as it comes out of the dryer and make sure that the ink isn't where it's not supposed to be. And so to teach that skill to students is huge, because now Alan can take that skill, and when he's at Taco Bell mopping a floor at Taco Bell, he can remember what he learned at Manatee Apparel Graphics and make sure that he's done a good job and that the quality is there. And so that's really a difficult skill to teach, but one that's readily teachable at Manatee Apparel Graphics.
Wonderful. And how is Mr. Herndon flexible with you and your company?
Oh, he's great. Typically we have a schedule, but there's other days where I'm loaded down and I'll call in the morning or at night even, and hey, Don, can you guys come by tomorrow?
Which we love.
It helps us significantly. It really does. And not just catching the shirts, inspecting. They also do grounds work for us, help us maintain the equipment, clean it up, empty the trash. And I'll tell you, don't notice how much you miss the kids until summer comes. I know we're very particular about our quality, about our customer service, and even the grounds in our facility. And about the first week into summer, I'm looking as I'm driving in, and I'm seeing the trash on the grounds out front, and I miss the kids. And one of our employees or myself, we get it, and we go out there and do it. And it's
It's really
That's good.
nice to, when I'll receive a call from Dennis in the evening, please come by. It's nice to have a relationship with an employer, and I have many relationships with many employers like this, where they need you. You know you're needed there, and so that when you get there with your students, it's not. I don't feel like Dennis is so much doing us a favor. I feel like it is real mutual, that he needs me, I need him. It makes the students, I think, feel more comfortable, and so it's a really wonderful relationship.
Right, and I have to admit, when I first heard about this partnership, I was thinking those big silkscreen machines, they're hot, there may be some dangerous environmental things going on, and of course I'm kind of mama hen about our kids and want to protect them, but the fact that they are exposed to those things and learning about risk situations and appropriately responding to them, that's huge. That's a huge learning experience for our folks. And I would encourage any employer in our community to contact us if you're interested in helping our students learn skills, even if you think it might be some that are potentially hazardous or, like I was saying, around hot machines or whatever. That's a great exposure for our people.
Absolutely. We believe in the dignity of risk. Everybody has risk in their lives, and persons with disabilities ought to be able to experience that risk just like anybody else. And so, yeah, we wouldn't want to disqualify any employer. We feel like we can come and help out anyone. If there's an employer out there that would like to have us come into their business to assist them or to learn some of the skills, we can be a potential employment pool for them. I can bring my students in, they can learn the skills necessary to work in that business, and maybe down the road when that employer has a job opening or needs some assistance and needs to hire someone, then we can be, he or she will have a group of individuals that already have the skills necessary to do that kind of work. So.
And for some viewers out there, they may know about the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation in the state. And Don, I know your previous employment history includes that agency. Can you tell us a little bit about VR, is what we call it in the industry? Tell us a little bit about
yeah. Of course, we contract with the school board and we provide educational services to students. We also do a lot of placement and training ourselves. However, we can receive assistance from the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. If our students qualify for their services, VR can refer our students to job coaching services, who can then go, a job coach can then go on a job with, say, Alan, and teach him how to do that job at Taco Bell. I think that was the case with you at Taco Bell. Did you have a job coach that assisted you in getting that job, Alan?
Yeah.
And did they come on and kind of work with you the first couple of days while you were there and helped you, showed you where the time clock was, kind of got you going like that? So VR can provide some of these ancillary services.
Yes, which is important for employers to know.
Very important that employers know that it's not just a school teacher bringing over a student into their business and dropping the student off and saying, see you later. VR can be there to help that student get more in depth into the job and learn sort of the nitty gritty of the job. So they're available to help that way.
I'll tell you, as an employer, I was a little leery 9 years ago when we first started as to how it was going to work out, to be perfectly honest. And now I'll tell you, I couldn't recommend it more to other small businesses out there. And there were some labor benefits. There's plenty of opportunities in Manatee County for businesses to give back. And we kind of have to pick and choose which ones are a good fit for us. And part of that criteria is, one, we like to see working with kids. And this one actually gives back to us a little bit, which makes it unique versus a lot of the other opportunities in the community. And I've also noticed that our employees love it. On days, if the kids are supposed to be there and for some reason they can't, I'll have to answer 2 or 3 questions. Well, where are the kids today? How come the kids aren't here today?
Right. So it's kind of a morale booster for the employees.
It is, and I see the relationships growing. And sometimes at the end of summer, we'll have a luncheon. We'll get together with all the employees. We've even given some of the kids staff shirts. But it does help us significantly, and I would highly recommend any small business in Manatee County to check out this program, learn the details, and I think you'll be surprised about what benefits the business will get back.
Yeah, I think we can really tailor our program to each business, which is what we've done with Dennis. Dennis and I have a really good working relationship, I believe. We have a lot in common. We both have kids playing baseball, and so we've gotten along really well, and Dennis and I are able to talk about, well, you know, I can use your help here, but I don't really, this isn't a good time for you to come, and things like that. And it works out just wonderfully. We have a great relationship. It doesn't bother me. There's no egos involved. If he needs my help, he calls me. If he doesn't, he says, today might not be a good day to come. And it works out really well that way. And we can do that with any employer. That's we just want to get in there and get the kids exposed to the real world, and they're just going to learn from that.
Right. So we're very flexible, and I know one thing, Dennis, that we really appreciate is you're able to do our shirt orders for Easter Seals on a small scale, and we don't have to order 1,000 shirts, and that's important for our employees. We have a dress code, and so you have a new employee come on, we only need 3 shirts. We don't need 3,000. So
and we'll do down to one supplied shirt, and we appreciate that business, and you never know where it leads from there.
Right. Wonderful. Other businesses, I know we were talking about Manatee Apparel Graphics. We do have some in Sarasota that we go to. Zenith Corporation comes to mind. Can you explain a little bit about the Zenith?
Well, the Zenith Corporation, as you know, you introduced me to Ursula Nixon and the people at Zenith Corporation, and I was thrilled about that because during my time in the human services field, when you work with students or even adults with disabilities, oftentimes they're relegated to what we say in the business jobs in food, filth, and flowers. So they're either working at a restaurant somewhere, or they're outside doing lawn maintenance, or whatever, those jobs that you normally think people with disabilities go and end up doing. But with Zenith Corporation, there was an opportunity for us to do some clerical types of work, like we do at Manatee Apparel Graphics, which was a real attracted me to Manatee Apparel Graphics. I knew that we would be able to get into the clerical end of their business, and we have really well. But that's what attracted me about Zenith Corporation. All we do there is clerical types of jobs. We work with their human resources department, and we do nothing but filing all day. And it's a really good outlet for some of my kids who aren't interested in working outside or working with food or digging in the dirt. I have some very talented students who are very good at alphabetizing and putting things in order, and they like that kind of work. And so this was an opportunity for me to give those kinds of students some community-based work experiences, and so it was very exciting, and I think we've developed a really good relationship with Zenith Corporation as well. So good, in fact, that I think we'll get into other types of work with them, not just the clerical end of what they do. But,
wonderful, and something I stress to our board a lot, and being a nonprofit in the community, we cannot do this work alone. We absolutely depend on partners and relationships with others, even other nonprofits. Don, I know some of your kids are employed at Goodwill, which is, as most of the community knows, a large nonprofit agency in our community that provides services to people with disabilities or people who are limited by other factors in their lives. And some of our students are employed with Goodwill.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right. We're very interested in collaborating with anyone and everyone, and Goodwill is another not-for-profit in the area that we look to collaborate with, and it's been very successful so far. Not only do we have students that are employed there, we go to Goodwill 3 times a week as well on community-based work experiences, just like we do at Manatee Apparel Graphics. And so that's just another opportunity for us to get the students out into the community, learning in a real-life, real-world setting.
Right, and I think it's important the students learn they give back. We also deliver Meals on Wheels with this program to elderly folks in, are we in both counties with that for you?
Well, the V.I.P Academy just does it in Manatee County. We work with Meals on Wheels Plus down there on 26th Street.
Yes. And even that involves some job skills, don't they? Sort and pack?
Absolutely. They have to sort the meals. They have to, actually, they put the meals together, and so there's a whole lot of teamwork involved. And they have to find the houses where we're going, and we allow the students to look at the route sheet and help us with the addresses and everything, and which you'd be surprised the amount of students that I come across that have difficulty geographically. They can't locate themselves. They have a difficult time telling you how to get from one place to another in town. And so it's a really good way to teach that skill. Oh yeah, I know where 41 is now, and I can help somebody find my house by relating it to where 41 is, and those kinds of skills are embedded in doing that Meals on Wheels. Plus, as you said earlier, it's a way to give back to the community. A lot of my students, most of my students, have been receiving from the community their entire lives, and now it's time for them to learn about the joys of giving back to someone. And so that's a great relationship that we have as well with Meals on Wheels.
And I know some of our students struggle with social skills and just saying hello to a stranger in an appropriate way. And an appropriate stranger, for instance, somebody being, receiving a meal from Meals on Wheels, and how to greet that person at their door and how to be empathic and understanding of their situation. So that's all fantastic, teaching those kids those skills. Anybody have anything else they'd like to add? Alan, any closing thoughts? No? Okay, great. Well, I'd like to thank Don Herndon, Alan Stein, and Dennis Fry for being here today. Easter Seals also thanks METV for providing us with this opportunity to inform our community about our V.I.P. Academy. We have 8 more programs over the next year in which we will let our community know in depth all about the programs we offer across the lifespan and the people with disabilities who benefit. We hope you enjoyed this program and will join us in the future. Please contact Easter Seals if you would like to become involved. We have the information on the screen and look forward to hearing from you. Call us at 941-355-7637 or visit our website. Like us on Facebook, and you can follow us on Twitter. We welcome and appreciate your support.